Hi, this is Vibrant Scrappy Mania, and today I wanna review this product that I just got, and this is from Pinkfresh. It's a solid hot foil plate, and the reason why I bought this is because a lot of times we are left with leftovers like this. So this is a die that I had, or a foil die that has a diamond outline, and you left with this and you want to know what can you do with this. So usually I tried the different sandwiches that they have recommended, like using this metal sheet, putting it on my hot foil, letting it get hot. Then I use this embossing mat on top to do some compression, and then I use a combination of all these different shimps, trying to get that perfect impression on my hot foil. And a lot of times it's failed. It really doesn't work that well. So today I want to try this new product to see if it works. So I'm going to be using my gold press and foil, and I'm going to be using my Evolution because I can then regulate the depth or the pressure with my Revolution rather than using my Civics. So I'm going to open it up, and then I have my plates that I'm going to use, which is this plate, and I'm going to push it through the Evolution. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not going to be using, I may use this, but this is the plate I'm going to be using to get it nice and warm. I'm also going to be testing out different cardstock because my sister told me that it works better with photo papers. So I got some photo papers I want to try out. This is smooth copy paper, so I'm going to try with smooth copy paper. This laser, this is actually the laser copy paper because I have a laser printer and I buy laser copy paper. Then this is the Bristol index paper. It's about maybe 65 to 80 pound. And then I have a 300 pound paper that I got on Amazon, and it feels pretty smooth. So the best paper that you can use is smooth paper when you're doing this technique. And it's basically, smooth paper is what you use when you use your foils. So you get a better impression if you use the right kind of paper, because the quality of your foiling depends on the paper you use, the foil you use, and all that. I'm going to be using the Spellbinder foil because I noticed that when I use Spellbinders on big dies like this, so this is a big die, so when I use Spellbinder foil for these nice big background foil dies, it gives me a very nice impression. So I'm going to use that. So the first thing I need to do is get my impressions. So I'm going to use this big old foiling die. I'm going to put it on my plate here, and I'm going to let it get hot. I got my my Evolution ready. I have it set at a 6. So if you look at that, I have it at a 6. And I'm using a crank machine. I do have the Big Shot switch, but I don't dare to use this on my switch. I don't want to get it, I don't know. I just don't want to break either this platform or the switch. And since the manual, I'm not as strong, so I can really, if it's too hard for me to crank, I can't crank it. So I think that's a secondary a secondary safety feature that I have, not to break this machine. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and use that. So if this works, I can get 8 panels of a design out of 4 sheets of paper, foil, and that's a good deal. Okay. So I'm going to put this aside. So what you want to do is go ahead and put your foil up. So let's bring this over. Okay, I want to go ahead and put the foil up. My shiny piece, we're going to try it with photo paper first. So this is shiny. I'm going to put it on top of the plate. So I got my plate, my foil, okay, my top, my cardstock, and then I'm going to use some shims, and usually I use 2 shims, and these are about 80 pound, I believe. And then I'm going to close this and let it heat up really nicely. With these, the trick with your foil is make sure that you have the right temperature. Okay? So I'm going to do all the panels first. It's going again, so I'm going to, now the thing about the gold press, there's no timer, so you just got to guesstimate. And when that turns green, I'm going to go ahead and pull it and run through my machine. And actually, I'm going to pull it now. It's been heating up long enough. So I'm going to run it through my evolution. So I'm just going to run once so you can see it. And it's on a 6. And I usually go once and then slowly go back. The nice thing about the evolution for my wrist, because that's why I bought the switch, because I have a hard time cranking. The evolution, it's very light. I mean, even though it's doing a lot of pressure, it cranks really nicely. For those who have arthritis, this is the machine that you need. The problem is, it's hard to kind of, once it sucks down on your piece, on your table, it's hard to get it out. But you can do it. If you leave it on the table all the time, you don't have to worry about that. So let's see. And it looks like I may have gotten a nice impression. You can see it. It looks nice. Yeah, perfect impression. Look at that. That is beautiful. So using photo paper is awesome. That works very nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and place this back onto my go-in press. I'm going to let it heat up. It's red, so you want to make sure that it heats up. So I'm going to lay this aside so it doesn't get messy or doesn't get messed up. But look at that. This is glossy paper. You really need, so the trick is to use photo paper, and I really, really like that. I gotta thank my sister for that tip. She told me to use photo paper, and it does work nicely. Okay, so the next one, so we're gonna have to use, this one will be for this. That's the next one we're gonna do later, once we get all our panels done. The next cardstock that I'm going to be using is this. This is Bristol paper. It's not as smooth as my my photo paper. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to place, so let me bring this over. So I hope you can, I'm in view of the camera. I'm going to place my plate on the bottom, then my foil, and there is some areas in my foil that there's going to be some missing areas because it did get damaged. Some of my foil got damaged. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 shims and close this, and I'm going to give it a little more time. When it turns green, red, I'm going to go ahead and take it out. I'm going to open my sandwich here. And let's go and see. It looks like it did a good job as well. And then let's peel it. Yes. So it did a nice job. And that is using regular Bristol paper. Okay. So I'm going to get another one of those. And this is for our next test. And I'm going to put that aside. Now I'm using laser copy paper. This is nice and soft. So I'm going to do the same trick. We're going to put our, this is like 80 pounds. So I'm just going to use 110 pound with the 80 pound. It's a little more sturdier, this shim. And I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to close it. I'm going to wait until it turns red again, and then I'm going to run it through. Okay. It looks like it worked well, I think. So you see that? And that looks like it also foiled very nicely. Okay, so this is my third one. Now we're going to use the heavy duty cardstock. This is 300 300 GSM pound cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So I'm waiting for a little longer. Now it turned red, so I'm going to run it through. And this is using that 300 pound cardstock, and it's still at number 6, and I'm going through it twice. So I'm going to run it first, and then I run it back. So I go forward first and then back. And let's see the results. Very nice. So I got this one for the next one. I'm going to go ahead and remove my plate. Nice and hot. And I am going to go ahead and put this plate and let it come up to temperature. Okay, so this is this one. This is the 300 pound. Just going to use the plate. And now I'm going to put the 3 shims. And I'm going to go back to my original setting, which is 6. And actually it's too much. So I need to see, why is it not going through? Let's see. I'm going to take one of those. I'm going to dial it to number 4. And now let's try it. Number 4 with this plate. Yes, at number 4. And then slowly I will go forward and back. You really don't want to force your plate, so be careful when you start working with your shims. If you really need to crank it, I recommend you don't do that. Okay. So there. Now let's peel it and see, it did not. This is what I always have issues with. So that's a complete fail. It did not work with the 300 paper. Okay. Let's try now with, this is the copy paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Put my copy paper down. I'm going to use all 3 shims because it needs more pressure. I'm going to put it back to number 6. Let's see. I'm going to let it get nicely hot. But that is epic fail. I always hate when it does that. I mean, I can always use this like a distress look, but I don't like it. And look at all that foil, nice foil that got wasted. So I'm going to throw that away. Okay, let's try. It turned red. Let's go ahead and try this again. This time I'm going to go very slow. I'm hoping. Let's cross our fingers. Well, it did transfer some here. That looks good. Okay. I can't tell you this is a success. It is, for me, it's a fail. I can still use this like a distressed background, but it's a fail. So that's with copy paper. Maybe I'll have better luck with my photo paper. So you're going to put the shiny piece down. Trying to get it right on the plate. The plate is very hot. I'm just going to use 2 pieces of paper because it was a little struggle to pull it through. And let's see. So this is with, I love, you know, the best result is with photo paper. So if you want to get the best result with your foiling, buy some photo paper. I get it at Costco. So I get the photo paper at Costco, and then you can cut it down to size and put it on your cardstock. So that was a good tip from my sister. Used a nice photo paper. Okay. I'm hoping this worked. Hope, hope, hope. Okay, let's see. A little better, but not by much. Now, nope. Last, so that's your photo paper. So it's the same result I've been getting all along with my plates. So I don't waste your time on buying this plate. It really doesn't do it. I'm getting that same result with this. So how you work with this, you put it down, you let it heat up really hot. Then you put your paper on your foil side up, you know, the shiny side down, your foil, your cardstock on top of that. Then you put this on there, and then you put a bunch of shims. You do like 3 of these shims. You adjust your evolution for the pressure, and it foils it just like it foils it like this. So, you know, I may do one just for you guys' sake so you can see how this one works. And then you can make a decision if you want to. Actually, we should try it. I should try it with, let's see. I should do another one and try it with this one and see how it works with the smooth cardstock, or actually with the photo paper. Okay. Gonna pull it out. Let's run it through. Okay, let's look and see how this works. Okay. Epic fail. Not very good. Okay, so now I want to get rid of this one. And what I want to do is I want to bring this on, let it get to temp, Put this on there. I'm using photo paper because photo paper actually is giving me the best results. And we're going to, after I do that first impression, then we're going to do a second impression using, instead of this plate, I'm going to be using, I think this is the plate I use. I got 2 plates. Yeah, this is the one I use. It's a lot thinner than this one. This is thicker. This is thinner. So I used the thinner one. And then we're going to use a rubber mat. Oops, let me close this. Let it get to temperature. We're going to use a rubber mat. So instead of this plate, we're going to use this plate with the rubber mat and shims. I'm going to let it go a little longer because I just put it on the plate on there. And you really want your plate so real hot. So. Okay, so there. Little spotty in the middle, but okay. So now we're going to exchange this plate out. Okay. And we are going to bring this plate, let it get nice and hot. We're going to put this on top, let it get nice and hot as well. Put this there. And then I usually put this on top. And I use 3 shims. Let's close it. Okay. Actually, not as good. It actually works better. This plate worked a little better because this is with this rubber mat. I did not get everything out. See, there were still pieces that really didn't transfer. So, no, actually, it's actually, this is not better. Even if you don't get good perfect embossing, don't throw these out. You can use it in cards. You give a distressed look. So I'm going to have some projects showing you how to use these in a card. So let's see. My conclusion about this plate. This plate worked very well with the Spellbinder foil. Better than if I use this other metal plate. So this plate with the embossing mat wasn't as good. So this is the one. So this one, this, as you can see, wasn't as good as this one, so if you don't have this metal sheet, you can get that. Card. I have not been able to successfully transfer the discard, a background discard, into a paper that I'm satisfied with. I don't know. I see a lot of people doing it on YouTube and it seems to work for them, but not for me. So it's something I'm doing. And it also, they are using a different, they're not using the Go Press foil. They're using the Gemini, or they're using the Spellbinder one. And that could be it, that my machine may not do as well to transfer than the other ones. So let me know in the comment if you have tried this plate with the glimmer and maybe you have better success than I do, because the lady that was using this one on video, it worked well with her. So it may be my machine. But I hope you liked this video and thank you for watching. Bye now.